Follow along with me to make complimentary Kusama pumpkins inspired by the amazing artist Yayoi Kusama, who is known as the Polka Dot Queen. Yayoi Kusama is a Japanese artist who is now in her 90s. She's known for her love of polka dots, pumpkins, and the idea of infinity, things going on and on forever with no end. She says the world is just one tiny polka dot among a million stars in space. Polka dots are a way to infinity. Kusama even dresses in polka dots. My family actually got to go to a Yayoi Kusama exhibition a few years ago, and it was really cool. She created these small rooms called infinity rooms. The walls are all mirrored, so anything inside the room appears to continue on and on forever. You walk in and close the door behind you, and you just feel immersed in a completely different environment. Some rooms were even dark and had like small lights hanging around. And I just loved looking at her colorful abstract paintings and sculptures. My favorite part of the exhibition was the last gallery space we walked into. You're handed a page of dot stickers, and you can put them anywhere you want in the room, so the visitors end up helping to create the work of art. And here's me putting my sticker way up high. When Kusama paints pumpkins, she decorates them with polka dots, and in the background, she draws what she calls an infinity net. For our Kusama-inspired pumpkin, we're going to use complementary colors. What are complementary colors? Basically, they are opposite colors that really make each other pop out when placed next to one another. To understand complements, first let's start with the colors in the rainbow. In order, they go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. If you keep those colors in order but arrange them into a circle, that's called a color wheel. Colors that are directly across from one another are opposite or complementary colors. So purple and yellow, blue and orange, and green and red. I like to remember them by thinking of seasons. Purple and yellow for spring, blue and orange for fall, and green and red for winter. Complementary colors are used often by artists. You can even notice them in fashion design, interior design, and graphic design and advertising. When making your complementary Kusama pumpkin, you can choose to work with colored paper, where the pumpkin is on one color of paper and the background is the opposite or complementary color, or you could work on white paper and draw with marker on the pumpkin in one color, and then draw in the background with the opposite or complementary color of marker. Your other option is to do a combo. You could draw with colored marker on white paper for the pumpkin, and then use complementary colored paper and Sharpie in the background, or vice versa. Colored paper and Sharpie on the pumpkin, and white paper with complementary colored marker in the background. For this project, you'll need a messy mat or something to protect your table, complementary colors of paper, or draw on white paper with complementary colored markers. You'll also need pencil with an eraser, a Sharpie, scissors, and a glue stick. For my demonstration, I'm going to do a combo with blue paper and Sharpie for the pumpkin and white paper and an orange marker for the background. I'm going to just dive right in and draw with Sharpie, but I suggest that you sketch lightly with pencil first and then trace over your lines with Sharpie later. The first step is to draw the middle section of the pumpkin. It'll look like a giant eggplant before we turn it into a pumpkin. It doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes Kusama makes her pumpkins look really distorted. Look at these examples. Next, add a stem on the top of the middle section. For the side of the stem, draw a line that goes up and curves over, and then draw the other side of the stem the same way. For the top of the stem, draw a wobbly oval. Next, we will draw another section of the pumpkin on either side of the middle section, and I think I can squeeze in one more section on each side. Now for some polka dots. Let's start at the top of the middle section with the bottom half of a big polka dot showing, and then we'll just continue to draw big polka dots down the center of that middle section. Next, draw small polka dots down the left and right side of the middle section. Sometimes you might have to squeeze in a polka dot and let it look like we only see part of it. Now move to a side section and start by drawing big half circles poking out from behind the middle section. Next, you're going to draw smaller dots along the outside edge of that section. And then you'll do the exact same thing on the outermost section. Now just repeat on the other side and make sure you start with the big polka dots poking out from behind the middle section. For the stem, draw small dots or circles up the center and then use little half circles along the outer edge of the stem. Spend some time carefully coloring the polka dots in. Now carefully cut out your pumpkin. Stay focused on cutting exactly on the outside edge, go slow, and turn the paper as you cut. Next, have your background paper ready and use a glue stick to glue the pumpkin to the middle of the background paper. Make sure to put glue all around the outside edge of the back of the pumpkin. It's probably a good idea to do this on top of your messy mat so that you don't accidentally get glue where it shouldn't be on your good background paper. Always be sure to roll down your glue stick before you put the lid back on too. Okay. Now you're ready to draw an infinity net in the background. You're either doing this with Sharpie on colored paper or colored marker on white paper. Start by drawing a rectangle and then attach another rectangle. You can close a shape to make a triangle too. Basically, you just randomly fill in the space with different sizes of rectangles and triangles. By no means do they need to be perfect. It's very random and just like doodling. You can't make a mistake. If you do, just turn it into a new shape and make it a happy accident. So just relax and draw and enjoy the eye-popping effect of your complimentary Kusama pumpkin.